if you need to put a stamp on my forehead, then I do data science. But what really gets me excited is basically every time somebody says that computers will never be able to do something, computers will never have a sense of humor, they'll never be creative, then I basically start itching. Again, I start like, okay, so where can I come in? What progress can we make? Sometimes I go to Google and type in computers will never be able to, just to kind of look into the collective subconscious of people, just the autocomplete, to see what people think that is still kind of the final frontier. And then I get ideas for research problems. I would say that my goal is to move this border between what computers can do and what humans can do, or at least make it more fuzzy. So since I do data science, the first thing I try to understand is what kind of data can help me. My biggest project right now is about analogies. Analogies have been kind of a key to innovation for centuries. You see, the ancient Greeks looked at water waves to understand the phenomena of sound. And NASA hires origami experts to help them design folding spacecraft. So what we're doing right now, and we're doing this tackling this from a whole bunch of different angles, is building an engine. I call it an inspiration engine, not a search engine, where you type in your problem and you get inspiration from distant domains, from like faraway things from your expertise, or you would have never thought of looking there, but it's actually related to your problem. So the idea is that there's many organizations, non-profit organizations, governmental organizations that accumulate lots and lots of data, good data that has potential for a positive social impact, but they don't really have the resources, they don't have the manpower, they don't know what to do with it, so they just let it collect dust. And on the other hand, we have plenty of students that are dying to work on real-world projects, especially those with a positive impact, and we just made a connection. So we started Cider, and one of the main goals of Cider is to let people do analysis on their own data without having this bottleneck of, okay, I need to get somebody from statistics on my, a board, or I need to get somebody from computer science. So this project started when I stumbled upon Bob Mankoff, the cartoon editor of The New Yorker. And The New Yorker holds this cartoon caption contest. It's been for ages, where they publish a cartoon and they ask the readers to submit punchlines. They pick the best one and somebody gets 15 seconds of fame and fortune. So Bob mentioned that he had the data of all the submissions and all the cartoons since forever, basically. We had several millions of them, and I immediately started jumping up and down like, okay, let's play with this data, see what we can do. I first just sat there and tried to understand how to formulate that something is funny. And I basically banged my head against the wall for like a month and a half. And then I said, wait a second, I don't need to solve it. There are people that's what they do in life. There's humor researchers, there's people on Mount Scopius, there's like other people. And I just spent another month reading books about humor research, reading interviews with people who won this contest and kind of shared the recipe for success. And I basically just got way more confused because I couldn't agree on anything. So we first checked the linguistic effects. And we kind of taught a model, or once you have the right idea of a joke, how should you phrase it best? And then we went to the more interesting challenge of, okay, but which joke should you pick? And this is where I went back to all the humor literature, and I tried to formalize everything that they mentioned. Like they said, sentiment is interesting, I don't know if good or bad, but okay, let's give the model the sentiment score. Let's give the model the length of the caption. Let's give the model everything they said, I formalized. And I threw everything like kitchen sink approach into a machine learning model and just try to make it learn. Anyway, long story short, we ran this thing, we ranked it, and the idea was if you give the intern the ranked list, according to our algorithm, how far down the list do they need to read it to be reasonably sure that they found all the good ones. And the answer is something like 300, or it is the first few hundreds. So this guy has been much happier, much less crawling under desks.